my name is Annalene, and a few weeks ago I went to Italy with a lot of my friends, and I made a little vlog about it. It's honestly the longest travel vlog I've ever made, but I'm so very happy that I documented all of this and that I get to share it with my friends and with all of you. So here we go. We drove for the first day. We got lost, so that's why we're checking out the map. But we did eventually figure out where we needed to go, and we arrived in Como, where we spent the night. Yay! During our travels, we listened to the entirety of Taylor Swift's discography in chronological order. So that means all of the albums and also all of the original versions. And then, of course, we ended with Red Taylor's version and then Midnight's. It wasn't my idea, but it was amazing. I loved it. I provided all of the CDs except for the first one. I didn't have that one yet, so my friend Johan bought it for us, and honestly, thank you so much for listening to all of my random Taylor Swift facts. Like, I gave facts for basically every song as long as someone was listening to me. And it was a great way not to get too tired whilst driving. That day in Como, we just kind of walked around and we had the best food. It was just amazing. It was just tofu and carrots. But I was so happy with that food. I don't think anything in this trip could top it, food-wise. The next day we arrived at Monsampolo and our friend was already waiting there for us. She had already arrived before we did, and the house where we stayed in was so nice. The view was amazing, and when we arrived there was already some drinks and some food, and it was just awesome. And we did go for a walk as well. That walk was really nice. After driving for 2 days, it was nice to just stretch the legs a little bit and take in the view, take in the fact that we were in an entirely different country, that we were actually on holiday, and this is where the photo shoots start. We took so many pictures and you will see some of them in this vlog, but there's loads more. The breakfast on the terrace was just the best. I really enjoyed that. We had to wait at the gas station, and so Sarah was like, let's just wash the car. Our first trip to a little town was Ascoli. It's just a nice, quaint little Italian town. And we walked around. We visited churches. We do stuff that you do in Italy. This was just a palace. We don't know who it was from or why it was there, but you could just access it, and it was the greatest place for a photo shoot. I think this is probably my favorite photo shoot. But there are some good ones coming still, so don't worry. Cats. We saw loads of cats, so I wanted to commemorate this. A little waterfall, I don't know if you can see it. We also had, of course, great food, and sometimes we couldn't help ourselves, and we really wanted to take pictures of all of it to remember. On that same day, we also went to a mountain and we walked in the snow, and it was unreal. It was unreal.
3, 2, 1. Hey! Dat was leuk.
Because I thought that it would be like 20 degrees out, but there we were walking in the snow in April. When I was packing my bags to leave, I was like, should I bring my gloves and winter hat? It might be overkill. I mean, we knew that the weather wouldn't be the greatest, but it would be like 14 degrees or maybe sometimes 10 degrees on a bad day. But when we were here, it was like 4 degrees, so I was very happy that I took my winter stuff, because I didn't realize that we would do this, that we would visit this mountain in the cold.
Letterlijk opschuiven.
Nu komt hij tot bij ons.
Ja!
Dat is
Oh, maar dat was echt wel cool. Dat je echt zo komen. Dat is
It's the little things. It's the little things. We're walking to that cabin over there. It was really cold. I cannot emphasize this enough, and it was so windy, and it was honestly one of my favorite things that we did. We visited the little market. I didn't buy anything, but it was nice to look around. Of course, when we see a bookstore, we go to a bookstore. All of my friends are literature lovers, so... And then we went to the beach. The weather wasn't great, but spoiler alert, we came back, so...
Degene is de zee. Oh mijn god, waar is de echte zee? Daar.
Wow!
Nee, sorry. Op klein heb ik het wel. Met de schoenen van Saar. Hoe voelt je, Saar?
Echt kut. Gaan we naar huis?
As you might already know, the beach is one of my favorite places, and I don't mind if the weather isn't great. Like, I want to walk on the rocks, I want to look at the water. I just love it. But then this happened.
De zee is sterker dan onszelf.
We zitten vast.
Slim. Slim.
Ja, dat het hier wel savai is eigenlijk.
Ja, mooi. Flink.
Oké.
Hoera!
She turned 27. Congrats. We had great food, we gave presents. It wasn't anything super fancy or anything, but it was just nice to be together on this day. We walked around in Monsapolo some more, feeding the stray cats, very important. We had a little Uno break, also very important, of course, with all that walking and goofing around. Then we went to Ancona. That was probably the biggest town that we visited. And again, here we just walked around. We visited some shops, but not too many, because we were there in the early afternoon, which is when most of the shops close for like 4 to 5 hours. And this happened every time we visited a town. So bad time management on our part, I would say.
Super spontaan.
Het voelt dat je vlog gewoon de hele tijd zo'n fotoshoot zou zijn.
Ja, ongeveer.
And this was our first ice cream. There's many more to come, but I think this one was my favorite. Then we also did ballet classes. Irene taught us, and it was just so much fun. I did not expect to like it that much, even though I suck. Whenever we saw those, I think they're called wisteria, whenever we saw those, we took pictures, and on this day, my friends had matching pants, so of course, we couldn't let this opportunity slide. This was probably the day where the weather was the nicest. So we were fully enjoying not having to wear jackets or hats or gloves and just soaking in the sun. Yeah. I saw a butterfly and I'm very proud that I caught it on film.
Er moet ook wel iets op de vlog staan ook, Irina, ja.
Ja, er moet ook wel iemand zo...
We also went to this little lady who makes lace, and I loved it. I bought a little butterfly. She was the friendliest person. She was like, you can take pictures. We also went to have a drink in a nice cafe. It was really nice looking. I didn't really film any of the interior, but it was really nice. And the drinks were good. Goofballs.
Nee. Nee, maar sommige vind ik gewoon heel lelijk.
It's true. Italian bookstores, they're weird, man. They're weird. The sunset was beautiful in Mont Samporo.
The whole time if you can see that I'm the one who understands you. Been here all along, so why can't you see you belong with me?
It wasn't like that every time we were in the car, but most of the time. Again, is there anything better than eating breakfast outside in the sun on a rooftop terrace? I don't think so. I don't think so. We then also went to a local olive farmer. They made their own olive oil and we had an extensive tasting. There was only us there. We arrived unannounced, but they set it up for us and I especially was blown away. Each of us bought a ton of stuff. I bought 2 bottles of olive oil, as well as lip balm and chocolate spread. And I got some free tapenade with it. Good deal. Again, one of our goofy photo shoots. Then we went to the beach again in San Benedetto. This time the sun was out and it was lovely. there is no place that I would rather be than at the beach at probably any given moment. It makes me feel so good.
Ik ben aan het filmen!
I'm very proud of them for swimming. It was way too cold for me. And there was also a hot tub at the house. The conversations that we had in this hot tub were some of the greatest of this whole trip. There was also a Christian procession because it was like the Easter weekend and everything, and it was something else. And on day 7, we had driven back to Colmar. It was just the original 4, the drivers. There was a little spring market going on. We had pancakes. We just, again, walked around and took in the view. And this was our final dinner. We've come to the end of this vlog. Thank you so much for watching.